Bismillah ar-Rahman rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are out here, you get me, to talk about the title race, to talk about the three most relevant clubs in England, really. You know, the three clubs that are actually keeping the content going, on the not, you get me. The other clubs, oh, shock horror, Chelsea suck and Man United lost. No one cares, you get me. Big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This is Football if you're yet to do so. There's already 100 people in here. We ain't even started yet. We ain't even started yet, and there's 100 people in here. So I want you guys to hit the like button. I want you guys to subscribe. Mods, keep pushing the likes and the subscribes as well. And guys, share the videos as well. I want you guys to hit that share button. Did Tom Little just redirect to me? I'm so proud of my son growing up, becoming a man finally. You get me? So, make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing to This is Football. And of course, guys, I saw the news earlier on today. Shout out to the guys that were DMing me about the sort on YouTube as well. Our thoughts are with the family of Angry Rantman at this moment in time. Obviously, very sad news today I saw when I woke up. So rest in peace to him. And big up to him and his family. So yeah, one of the founders of ranting on football YouTube from the name. We all remember the crazy rants about there is no passion and there's no desire and all that. So I just want you all to spam Rantman with a heart emoji in the chat, please. So let me introduce today's panelists before we start talking about the football. First and foremost, the biggest gaslighter in YouTube history. And I'm glad my comment section is mad already. Look at this. Essentially, because of goal difference, Liverpool get an extra point. Gaslighting at its finest, LB. Well done. There's two people on the stream who don't gaslight. You guys already see on the thumbnail. Me and a certain Arsenal fan, which we're going to introduce in a second. This guy, biggest gaslighter. It's like me speaking to a woman. How you doing, LB, brother?
I'm all good, bro. This week is a good week, man. You know what I mean? Certain clubs could not handle their business, and certain clubs could. And what do they say? They say the cream always rises to the top, Bray. And the cream of Manchester, has risen. And yeah, business is being handled. So yeah, I'm buzzing. Big up the chat. Rest in peace, right, man. Big up to everyone in the chat spamming that, man. Big love for that. Big up to Northside when he comes on the panel. And yeah, let's have a good show, man. Appreciate the invite as always.
Your thoughts on accusations of gaslighting by the This is Football community? Look at him smiling as well. Look at this guy. He's gonna be so unbearable this summer. Look at him. Look at this.
I just have to say, words were spoken. Paragraphs were written. Statements. And ultimately, goal difference does not matter anymore because certain teams bottled it. It's not my fault, man. It's not my fault, chat. All right? I can come here and talk to you about the goal difference situation. Not my fault that you guys can't handle business against Crystal Palace. I mean, bloody hell. We even got a draw. You didn't even get a draw, mates. Yeah? So, sorry about that. You have to hold it. You want to call me a gaslighter? Go ahead. Call me a gaslighter. Yeah? But it's another season without a trophy. Well, without a Premier League title for Liverpool Football Club, Bray. So, I'm sorry about that, man. And it is what it is, isn't it?
Pick up to you, man. And of course, joining us on the channel is a man that myself and him are both in the mud, He was messaging me eye emojis when we lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace. So I just messaged him back 2 hours later. I was like, yo, are you going to do a reaction video tomorrow? He's like, nah. The mud brothers strike again. So, ourselves are both in the mud. Keep spamming essential in the chat just to piss LB off. The man, the myth, the legend is here, ladies and gentlemen. Northside, aka Virgil van Dijk from London. Brother Northside. How you doing, brother?
Big up, boys. Big up LB, Sam. And thanks you for inviting me to the LB show. I'm sure he's going to enjoy it. Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming on, bro. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, LB. Thank you, bro. Yeah, man. Listen, me and Hussam are honored to be here. And yeah, run the show how you want to run the show.
I appreciate it. Right, guys, we're going to start off with speaking on the Liverpool and Arsenal situation. Guys, make sure you are please hitting the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. Obviously, make sure you subscribe to Northside, It's LB, and This Is Football. But guys, let me start off, with the Liverpool game first of all, because obviously they did play first. Hussam, Crystal Palace at home. You didn't even draw, bro. You lost the game. What is happening? Can you tell me? I mean, you got smacked up 3-0 off Atalanta. Then you lose 1-0 against Crystal Palace. Can you please explain to the people what is happening with your football club right now, please?
I can tell you exactly what's happening at this football club. It's what I've been telling you all year long, LB. You fraud, because we have a weekly together. You get me? Which is this team is simply not good enough to win the English Premier League. Simple as. And this is just the ultimate reality. And this Crystal Palace defeat proves it. I was never running a narrative. I was never waffling. I was never trying to be the underdog. This is just the reality of my team because I understood where my team is at. I think we need to strengthen in January. I think we need to buy a forward in January and a centre back. We never done that. And now we're in this position and we only have ourselves to blame. At the end of the day, I see people giving exit speeches with Pep Guardiola and stuff like that. At the end of the day, Pep Guardiola was not managing Crystal Palace. Pep Guardiola was not managing Man United. Pep Guardiola was not managing Luton Town. So I don't think there's any excuses. We only have ourselves to blame. And all the games that we have dropped points in, we have been the better team, barring Arsenal away. Arsenal away was the only game that we actually dropped points in where we deserved to drop points because we were actually not the better team that day. Other than that, we're always the better team, but we're just not taking our chances. There's a serious lack of clinicalness in this team. And, even a player like Jota, that you both would even say is clinical, is coming on and missing tap-ins, which at this moment in time, it just makes no sense. It's like a lack of clinicalness infestation in the squad or something. It genuinely just makes no sense. I think we're actually, defensively, I don't think there's an issue, to be honest with you. Like some people say, I was actually thinking about this yesterday. Okay, we conceded a goal to Crystal Palace. That's fine. It's not that deep. It's not the end of the world. We still have the second strongest defense. I think the forward line missing chances is affecting all the team negatively. I'm not scapegoating them. I'm actually thinking about this realistic because I think, when I'm looking at the way that we play football, Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Trent, Bradley, whoever, they're getting stops on the defensive side, but it's not getting translated to goals. And I think that's what's affecting them all negatively in general. We have 66 big chances missed this season. We have 66 big chances missed this season. The most big chances missed in the league. The conversion rate is really bad. And there's a graph I want to share with you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen me share this graph on other channels or even my own. You get me? Let me just show you something real quick. For obviously all the people who just like to blame Mo Salah for where we're at right now. This graph was made, but this is just an overall perspective of why we're here, basically, essentially. So let me show you right here. This is Liverpool's big chances missed, big chances scored this season. Obviously, there's two clinical players in this whole team, and then you have this, basically.
So wait, what's the red is what missed?
The red is big chances scored. The purple is big chances missed.
Holy shit, bro. That is an issue.
Look at Darwin.
That is an issue. I spoke on this actually on my show recently. I said, Liverpool now, I think, have a real problem with Darwin Núñez. I think that because of the amount of goals he scored this year, it's actually masking the problem. It's masking the problem because what I guarantee, Hussam, maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. You'll get happy clappers in your when you talk about Darwin Núñez missing chances. I reckon you get happy clappers in your chat going, but he scored 20 goals or 25 goals this season. He's not the problem, but he is the problem because he's missing too many chances. And I don't watch every Liverpool game, but he's already cost you 2 points this season because remember Luton away when you drew 1-1. And he had the chance from a yard away from the net. He put it wide. You know what I mean? I think he had a chance against maybe United recently, or maybe it was I can't remember. It was a game recently.
Yeah, it's the United away game.
Yeah, sometimes actually, when a player's doing okay on G&A, yeah, and I'll pull up his stats now so we can see. Sometimes that's actually worse because it masks the problem, and people will not obviously, if he'd scored 5 goals this year, people will be like, yeah, you're right, Nunes is a problem. But because he scored 18 goals and got 13 assists, people will go, he's not the problem. He's not the problem. He's got 31 GA this season in all competitions. He's not the problem. Well, actually, he is the problem because those stats don't lie. You know what I mean? You need to be burying chances. You've also got a problem with a couple of other players. I think Cody Gakpo is, in my opinion, nowhere near the level of Liverpool Football Club's ambitions and aspirations. I know, again, he chips in with some goals. I just don't think he's good enough at all. I don't even think he's good enough off the bench. That's my personal opinion. Luis Diaz, I've never rated him. Since the day you signed him, people was raving about him because he likes to do the tricks, he likes to do the turns, and he's really quick and that. He looks good when he plays football. His output is really, really poor. The only 2 players out of your attacking 5 that are good players, in my view, is Salah, who might be leaving at the end of the year, and Jota. That's it. That's it. I think Diaz, Gakpo, and Nunes are average players at the best. Genuinely, I do. Now that's a problem because you spent a lot of money on some of these players. You know what I mean? And where'd you go from it? You can't let them all go because if Salah leaves this summer and goes to Saudi or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to replace him, so you're not gonna be able to replace 5 players in one window. Do you know what I mean? So
if you spoke to my fan base, they'd make you think Salah's the problem. That's the funny part.
Salah ain't the problem, man. If you think Salah's the problem, football ain't for you.
Thank
Football,
you.
I tell you what the problem is. I'll tell you what the problem is. Because you rely on Salah so much, because your other players are shit, when he doesn't play well, everyone will go, Salah, Salah, Salah. Well, hang on a minute. What's going on with Nunes? How come he's not constantly delivering? What's going on with Gakpo? What's going on with the other lads? You know what I mean? But because Salah is the main guy, because he's carrying the team, if he doesn't have a good game, people will just blame him. If you think Salah's the problem at Liverpool, I think that's absolutely wild. Wild.
He missed the whole month of the season. He's the 3rd top goal scorer in the league, the 2nd in assists, and the most big chances created in the whole league. I think I can be very objective and say, I don't think Salah necessarily has played well over the last 2 games. But at the same time, I can also say, I don't think he's being helped with what's around him. This is the thing. I can look at it in the grand scheme of things, you know? And at the end of the day, I'm always going to back the guy that's been consistent over the last 6-7 years over someone who hasn't shown me anything in 2 years. You know, Luis Diaz has not shown any signs of improvement. As a matter of fact, he's actually regressed at Liverpool. Cody Gakpo, I think he had a good game versus Crystal Palace, but if we're talking generally he hasn't been good enough. Nunes, if I speak, brother, I am in trouble. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. That graph that I just showed, 32 big chances missed out of 39. Wallahi, I have some shame. Wallahi, I have some shame and decorum. How do you miss 32 out of 39? His big chances missed compared to his goals ratio is unacceptable. It is 100% unacceptable. And by the way, you know what proves LB's point even further about the 2 good forwards we have? Jota, 7 big chances missed, 7 big chances scored. Salah, 15 big chances missed, 15 big chances scored. I know factually, if I create Jota or Salah 2 big chances, I'm getting at least a goal. I know that. That's just stats, numbers. Has nothing to do with eye test, has nothing to do with none of that. So if I create Salah 2 big chances in a game, I get a goal. I create Jota 2 big chances in a game, I get a goal. I have to create Darwin Nunez 5 big chances. No, not just chances, 5 big chances to get a goal. And I've got to create Diaz and Gakpo 3.5 big chances to get a goal. So yeah, this is.
So can I come back in on this one?
Yes.
So let's be constructive here.
Yes.
What should Liverpool do with Darwin Nunez? Let's have a proper chat about this. What should Liverpool actually do? Should they sell him? Well, if you sell him, you're probably going to take a loss because I don't know anyone who's going to pay 80 million quid for Darwin Nunez now. Let's be real. So you're going to have to take a loss.
Yeah, but there's difference. How much loss are we talking though? Because if we sell him this summer, you could still get some sort of money.
I think you could get 55, 60 maybe.
Yeah, based on his reputation in Europe, I think you could bag 55, 60.
So that's the question. Do Liverpool look at Nunez and go, you know what? He just isn't good enough. Yeah, effectively, yeah. And it sounds blunt, it sounds direct, but you have to have these honest conversations and say, Do you see Nunes from here getting? I personally believe finishing. Yeah, you're born with it. You might be able to get marginal improvements throughout your career. You know, I think certain players, maybe like Benzema and that, got marginally better as the career went on. But he was already a bagsman to start with. Let's not get it twisted. Nunes is not just gonna. People say, "Oh no, he'll start getting it soon. He'll keep training on the training ground and get better." No. It's a composure issue. It's a composure issue. And he doesn't have composure in front of goal. So the question is, do Liverpool just say, let's sell him and move on to someone else and try someone else? Try again.
I think
And if I was Liverpool, I'd sell him. I don't think he's good enough.
If I was Liverpool, I'd sell all three, and I'm not even exaggerating. I mean,
I'd agree.
There's literally rumors about PSG and Diaz. Apparently, they're willing to pay 60 million. That would be a bigger robbery than selling Bournemouth Solanke. What's his name? Not Solanke, sorry, IB for 20 million. So that would be a massive robbery if we get 60 million for Diaz. And Nunez, I would let go. Because based on his reputation in Europe, you could still get some form of money for him. I would just abandon the mission at this point. I think it's too much. It's getting to the stage where it's unacceptable. It's costing us games. And it's not just scapegoating. Respectfully, when you have 32 big chances missed with 7 scored, I'm not scapegoating you. I'm just saying it as it is, because it gets to the stage where it's too much. As you pointed out, the Luton game, the Old Trafford away game, all these games are games where, and you know what pisses me off, LB? Let me tell you what pisses me off. When we get to the Arsenal section, Northside can actually claim, factually, that they were not the better team in the second half against Villa, or they were not the better team in certain games where they dropped points in, like Fulham as an example, or whatever. My issue with my football club, LB, and I think you can even admit this, every single game that we have dropped points in this season, we have genuinely been the better team, created a shitload of chances, could have won the game by 3, 4, or 5, but we end up not being clinical enough in front of goal, and it ends up costing us. No agenda. Against Crystal Palace, we could have scored 4 or 5 goals. I can name you the Curtis Jones 1-on-1.
Yeah.
No. The Nunes chance, Diaz at the far post, then the Salah chance that Mitchell cleared. We could go back to Old Trafford. You both said it last week. We could have been 5-0 up in the first half. Even the same in the FA Cup game. So it's like we just have a lack of killers right now. We need a killer. And I actually feel a little bit bad for Salah, because I feel like he just needs a running mate, bro. Sometimes you just need someone to help you out. Same way when you're watching City, Haaland can't do it all by himself. He needs a Foden with him to score a goal. He needs a Doku, a Grealish. He needs someone, at least game by game basis. You need someone's help, and I think that's not there yet. Northside, why are you telling me about Liverpool, brother? Talk to me.
I agree with everything you guys are saying. Liverpool fans, listen, I mean, at the end of the day, your manager's implemented a system that is about, we concede chances, but we score more than we concede. If you don't have lethal killers, the system doesn't work. That's how the system's been working for you to win major honours. Your whole system is based around that. So if you've got forwards, and I know he's leaving at the end of the season and everything else like that, but this season, if you could see that you didn't have the gunmen up front, you're always going to run into this. So listen, I mean, I know you've got probably Ruben Amorim coming in, and you know, he may look to do things differently. He's played 3 at the back. He can be a bit more tactically a bit more flexible than Klopp. Klopp seems to stick to one way of playing football, but your system literally depends on that. We'll press you, we'll win the ball back. Yes, we'll play the high line, we'll take risks, but when we get the ball, we're going to score. You score 2, we'll score 4. You can't do that with players that keep missing chances. And this is what's caught up with you guys. You know, that goal you conceded was completely crazy. Konate and Van Dijk, both of them, nobody picking up their man. Nobody picking up their man. You know, and it's just crazy, bro. And I completely hear you with the thing. You got faith in Salah because Salah's delivered. And Salah's even still delivering, even with the regression of your players and of your team and of your squad. So, of course, you're going to back him because you've seen him do it. And you see them still put up decent numbers in a team that's regressed. So, of course, you're going to back him. But with a player like Darwin Núñez, where it was always a big question mark, getting him from Benfica only after 1 good season, of course, you're going to have question marks. People have question marks about Osimhen coming to the Premier League. People have question marks about Lautaro Martinez coming to the Premier League. Why? Because we haven't seen enough from them. So when they come to the Premier League and your fears come true, of course you're going to call it out. It's only normal. It's only normal. We're not talking about Mbappe that's done it at the World Cup and then done it at France, but then has performed in the Champions League, hasn't won it, but's been performed consistently at that level. We're not talking about a striker that's produced like that. So you can say, okay, maybe not in the best league in the world, but in other big competitions, you know, you've seen this player perform. This is Darwin Núñez. So I don't understand why people are up in arms about criticizing Darwin Núñez.
Nah, you know what it is, though? You know what it is? Because, like,
people are very sensitive.
It's due to
I'll just say
sensitivity.
one
But
statement before you go, Elby, because I just have to tell you this. People have picked out individual agendas. And this is something that I'm suffering with from the start of the season. There's the people who vehemently defend Gakpo and then attack Nunez and Diaz. There's people who vehemently defend Diaz and then attack Nunez and Gakpo. And there's people who just defend, Nunez and then attack Diaz and Gakpo. Where we genuinely have a position in the fan base where it's like everyone is just defending which shit stinks less, essentially. And I refuse to get involved in that conversation because I was the only one, and you both have done enough shows with me to know this. I was genuinely one of the few people who was like, I'm not getting involved in this mid-off. All three are not good enough. But people aren't doing that. Like, you would have people in this chat right now, if I say sell Gakpo, Hussam, you have a Gakpo agenda, blah, blah, blah. And if I say sell Nunez, who's Nunez, blah, blah, Diaz, same shit. That's the problem. Go on, Elby, what are you going to say?
No, I was just say, like, people these days move mad, when it comes to football, because people get attached to things way too much. The only thing that you should be attached to as a fan, is the club itself, the badge, But what happens is, and this is why you get so many people, doing all these player v player debates 24/7, because that's all they love to rep. And so with the Núñez thing, people find it very difficult in life, to admit they were wrong. We all know that. Not just in football, just genuinely in life. It's difficult for people to say, you know what, actually, I got that one wrong, man. Big up to you. You got the right opinion. I changed my mind, because they don't want to get ridiculed. So what happens is people on the Núñez side, who've been backing Núñez since he come in, they find it very difficult to say, you know what, actually, this is very, I was wrong. He isn't good enough. He's not what we need. We should move on. I was wrong on this. So what they do is they just keep on forcing the agenda and forcing their opinion because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. But again, I told you, I flip-flop all the time, man. It's not bad.
We know.
Like, but like people should do it more. People should change their fucking opinion, bro. It's not bad, man. Like, I change my opinion all the time based off of what I see, based off of shit. Maybe I got something wrong. I change my opinion all the time. It's not that bad. But people who don't change their opinion, they that's why they're getting themselves into deeper trouble, because they just keep on digging the hole bigger and bigger and bigger. If you made a decision, you had an opinion, and then later on you think, actually, I was wrong, just change your opinion and just say, I do it all the time, man. And people call me a flip-flop, but I'd rather be a flip-flop and just give my opinion as and when I see it than sit here and just, parrot a narrative because I don't want to be called like a flip-flop or whatever. I just keep on saying Darwin Núñez all good. Give him time to the detriment of Liverpool Football Club. It's not the way to go, bro. It's honestly not. It's honestly not.
I said that about Arsenal. A lot of people were like, oh, if Arteta wins the league when the going was going good, what are you going to do? I said, I'll just come out and say, you know what? Arteta was right. I was wrong. My channel continues.
It's not hard, is it?
I don't care.
No, it's not.
Because all I'll say is this. Listen, I apologize to Arteta. I always said, I apologize to everything I said to Arteta. I was wrong, but the standards I held for my club were right. But my opinion on the manager delivering, I was wrong. Fair enough. He's done it. He's delivered. I didn't expect him to. He delivered.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But people think, oh, it's the end of you. Bro, do you know how many people get football intakes wrong? Every single person gets football intakes wrong, bro. There's no fan that is the oracle, bro. No fan. There's no
including
fan
pundits who are former footballers as well.
Wrong. Huh?
Yeah, 100%.
Including pundits who are former footballers. They get horrible opinions as well on TV. Never mind us. Like,
do you know what I mean? But when you want to talk about your club on YouTube, oh, you have to be correct on everything. Listen, people got selective hearing. When you get it right, they never give you your plaudits or say, you know what, big up, you got that right. And if you get one wrong, then it's whatever. It's life, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But people want people to change. The thing is, if I set the standard, if Arteta wins me a major honor, I'm Arteta in. Once he reaches that, I would then say, Cool, I'm Arteta in. You're a flip-flop. Yeah, but you don't deserve to support him. It's like, but you wanted me to change my mind. But now I've got something substantial to change my mind on. Oh, no, but you can't change your mind. So, okay, cool. So let me just stick to he's not good enough. See, you don't give him enough credit. You can't win. You can't win. So you know what? This is why on YouTube, I've always just been myself. If you like it, you like it. You don't like it, I don't care. Who cares?
That's it's the same thing for me. Listen, the last 2 months, you guys have seen people in the chat just show some chest, Hussam, just show some chest and all this. It's funny because over the last 48 hours, I've gotten about 7 apologies via DM. You know, where people like, Hussam, I should have listened. Hussam, you were right. We don't, and I know Northside's the same. We don't want to be right, but the problem is, people always want to live the moment. But I'm not living the moment. I want to be top of the league match day 38. And this is the reality. And being top of the league match day 30 versus match day 38 is a completely different animal. But anyway, speaking of Arsenal, that's where we want to get to. Big up to all of you guys, by the way. We are literally 3 subscribers away from 29K. Let's hit 29K as a tribute to Kai Havertz today. Let's hit 29K on the stream right here, right now. We're only 2 subscribers away, chat. So let's do it together. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet subscribed. Get your dad's phone, your mom's phone, your brother's phone, your sister's phone. You know, get someone's phone and subscribe to the football right now. To This Is Football right now. Let's get to 29K by the end of the stream. Hit the like button as well. There's 500 people watching us. Guys, we cannot be talking about the Liverpool forwards not being clinical and then you guys are not clinical. I want you guys to hit this X button right here and then hit this like button right here. Yes, I like my own videos. Cry more if you don't like it. You get me? But anyway, hit the like button, subscribe to This Is Football. And both of these guys' channels is in the description. And speaking of Arsenal Northside, obviously, okay, just before we do it, Ray, I still have stocks in Gakpo. Played well recently. Nunez and Salah should be sold. We won't win another game this season. Might miss out on top 4, is what Ryan says. And LB, here I present you the problem, brother. You see? What did I just tell you about individual FC?
How can you have stonks in Gakpo, but at the same time say Salah should be sold? That's a mazza. I can't believe it.
I just told LB and Northside 2 minutes ago about the issue, and then the issue came in a super chat by itself. See, I'm not making shit up. You see this? I have stocks in Gakpo, but Nunez is the guy that I would sell. Ask him if he'd sell Diaz right now.
So Gakpo is not good enough, bro. He's not. You know who Gakpo should be playing for? Yeah, Spurs. He's the most Spurs player I've ever seen in my life. He isn't it?
I actually agree. He's kind of like a Kulusevski, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a Spurs player, man.
Yeah, he is. He is. Hey, listen, my point got proven like 30 seconds later. The same guy would, by the way, he wouldn't even sell Diaz. So, rapidly moving on before I lose my mind. Northside, you get me? Arsenal, Aston Villa. I just want to talk about the Premier League game first before we get to the Champions League, which is tonight. So, talk to me about the Arsenal Aston Villa game.
All my concerns, everything I said, it's coming true. Everything I analyzed is coming true. Everything I was bashed when people were having a debate about Saka's world class. When we need him, where is he? Where was he in the 2 legs against Porto? Where was he in the game against Bayern Munich? Where was he against Aston Villa? A must-win game. Where was he? I told you these players are system players. Outside the system, they're not doing anything. We've got a bunch of very good system players. They don't want to listen. Jesus, I always said this guy's not clinical enough and we need a clinical goal scorer. Arsenal fans told me that we can spread the goals around. We didn't even score 1 goal against Aston Villa. We had all the chances in the first half. At the end of the day, possession doesn't win you games. I've been saying this, but we're going to spread the goals around. I told you, man, that Kai Havertz isn't good enough. And yes, he shouldn't have been playing in the midfield. This guy's not good enough even playing up front. He's another one. Where did he produce against Porto? Did he produce against Bayern? These are must-win games. These are games to get us over the line. Did he produce? No. Apparently, it's what you do off the ball. Okay. The same excuse they didn't let slide for Lacazette or Giroud. Players that were getting roughly the same numbers, 14 goals a season like Jesus, and Havertz is on 9 goals. Giroud that scored 2 seasons, 16 goals was deemed not good enough as a striker. Havertz, is deemed good enough with 9 goals in the season after we carried him for 18 games. Okay. Zinchenko, they told me that he's pivotal to the way that we play football. Really? Really? This guy constantly gets us cooked. This manager, we lost to Aston Villa already this season, 1-0. Guess where the goal came down from? Zinchenko's side. He got cooked and they scored, beat us 1-0. So you know what we do under this manager? This filo da puta goes and plays Zinchenko again as left back. Doesn't learn anything. After we beat Liverpool, we went on that massive run. We didn't need Zinchenko to create. We were winning games. We were defensively solid. We didn't need Zinchenko, so that myth's gone out the window now. Gabriel and Saliba, another stinker. But you know what? When I said that we needed another centre-back, you man said, nah, we've got players that can do a job. Okay. Saliba and Gabriel dropped a stinker against Bayern. They dropped a stinker now against Aston Villa. Do you think they'll be dropped? No. Do you know why? Every other centre-back that we can play at the club is levels below. So just like Saka, they'll continue to play because we didn't recruit anybody that can push them to get a place in the starting lineup. But apparently I was negative to call that out. The best defender on the day against Aston Villa, Ben White. Don't worry, you get subbed off. You get subbed off. The best defender is the one that gets subbed off, not the 3 that are doing nonsense in defense and are in bad form. No. Gabriel Saliba and Zinchenko, you stay on. We'll take off Ben White. Okay. Then, ESR, when we rotated the team against Luton, this guy was our best. He was the best player in the Luton game. Do you know what this manager does? Do you know what this flipping Spanish Joey from Friends, Filo da Puta and Arteta does? Give him no game time. Give him no game time. Then when shit hits the fan and we're losing against Aston Villa and they're absolutely cooking us in the second half, throw ESR on. After 80 minutes, throw him on. Give him 10 minutes to save you. Great man management. Great player management, bro. Great player management. Jorginho, when they told me that he's got the experience of a Champions League winner, and I told you he's past his best. Okay. We need you, Jorginho. We need that experience. You come on in 80 minutes. What do you do? What do you do? After getting cooked against Bayern Munich. Okay. Nketiah, I told these Filish da Puta when they dared to even try and tell me that I should apologize to Nketiah. He comes on after 87 minutes. That tells you everything that this manager thinks about this player. How come nobody's pushing for Nketiah to start? Because when I criticized him getting a new deal with a number 14, I was criticized. Why are you onto Nketiah? Anybody defending Nketiah? Anybody defending El Nene right now? Anybody telling me Fabi Vieira can do a job? Anybody telling me Reece Nelson new contract is worth it? Anybody telling me these players can do a job? The only job you finish that puta that we're twerking for this manager, the only job to do is win major honours. Once again, they can't do the job of getting us over the line. But it hurts your feelings. It hurts your feelings. Why does Northside say it like that? I couldn't give a crap. I'm sick and tired of the fake narratives. You man said we can spread goals around. How come we didn't even score 1 goal then? I told you the goals would dry up. What's the plan B? Bringing in players that this manager doesn't trust. Then you man came with the narrative of we can score from set pieces. Ever since you man said that, the goals from set pieces have dried up. So what happened to that narrative? Goals around, the whole team can score goals, and we can score from set pieces. Okay. What else? How come Kivior, if he's so amazing, why can't Kivior play as a centre-back then? I told you, man, we have no replacement for the centre-backs. You man don't want to listen. You man don't want to listen. You want to keep going with the same old narrative. You want to keep going with the same old crap. I told you, man, it ain't good enough. When I told you this manager's one-dimensional, he's got one style of playing football, and that's it. No, we play 45 different formations during the game. What happened to all the 45 different formations? How come we're still crumbling? You man told
45.
me. Yeah, that was the narrative. What happened to the starting 11s with Real Madrid? What happened to that? What happened to we learned from last season? We learned from last season, you feel that puta. We ain't learned nothing. When you man were trying to tell me to believe, I told you, yeah, I care about the 7% where we bottled it to change my mind. If this club has the mentality, and once again, they bottled it. Not only the players, the manager. Why are you changing Havertz, putting him in the midfield instead of playing him as a striker? When you put him in the midfield at the start of the season, we were carrying him for 18 goals. This guy was ineffective. But you resort back to doing that. Jesus, as soon as he's come back from injury, he's been rubbish. But you're playing up front. Do you know why? Because you're rattled. You're rattled. You know that your job's on the line. You know that you ain't good enough. And it's a mentality thing. And it comes down to the players. So I want to know. These man told me Zinchenko is better than Tierney. Really? Really? We've got a centre-back in Kivior putting Zinchenko on the bench. A centre-back is playing better than Zinchenko as a left-back. So what's the excuses now? What's the excuses? Your manager's had all the time. I told these filhos da puta, it ain't good enough. But no, we don't need a striker Northside. The bench can do a job. This manager knows what he's doing. No, he doesn't. I told you, man, the 2 legs against Porto was the best example this manager was lost. And you, man, twerked and celebrated because we won on penalties. And I told you, lot, okay, cool. As soon as we can't break a team down, what are we going to do? Take every team to penalties. Oh, no, just back the team. Just back the team. They're together. We got versatility. What happened to the versatility then? What happened to versatility? This man chat rubbish, bro. This man chat rubbish. That's all I got to say in it, bro.
Let me ask you one question, Northside, before I go to LB, because this has actually been a subject of debate, whether it's a mental thing or a football thing. Do you think if Liverpool beat Palace, Arsenal go on to beat Villa? Do you think it's a mental thing where it's like they saw before the game, basically, because Liverpool obviously lost? Because obviously we played, we played right before you. Do you think this affected them because it's a mentality thing? As in, like, as soon as they saw Liverpool drop points, they knew that they could be top of the league and the title's in their hands. Do you think they would have won the game had we won our game?
If this is their real mentality when the pressure's on, it doesn't matter. This would have happened sooner or later. So I do think it came sooner because you bottled it and then the pressure was on. But I also think these fans think the same way. I don't know if you guys remember. Obviously, I'm constantly talking to the fan base, yeah, and people that watch me. They were saying it's better to chase than to be chased. Doesn't that sound like a mentality issue already from the fan base?
Yes.
That's a mentality issue. That's telling you we only want to be top of the league, literally going into the last game of the season to win the game, to win the season, win that last game, and then win the league. Then we're okay. This team cannot hack pressure if we're top of the league and we're expected to win each game. They said it themselves, bro. How can you say it's
why by definition being chased is better? By definition, it should be better because if you're being chased, by definition, you're top of the league. And by definition, you're not relying on anyone else to do your job. Because if I'm chasing, hey, Northside, guess what? Me and you could win the next 6 games and still not be Premier League champions. So who gives a shit? Unless City drop points. So we have to rely on other teams, which is the issue. So by definition, being chased should be better than being the chaser. This is the fact, you know?
But then there's pressure, Hussam. There's pressure, and you're not allowed to criticize. Yeah? According to these lot, true Arsenal fans, yeah, you don't have to win major honors. You don't have to put the pressure on. You don't have to win. Yeah? As long as we're making progress. Progress. No, filo da puta. If we finish second, it's called stagnation. If you finish second last season, if you put the car in neutral and you just stay there, is that progress? Or is that just being in neutral? Staying in the same spot? How can staying in the same spot be progress? Explain to me. Explain it to me.
Well, the first time you got in the car, did you manage to even get in the car? Do you know what I mean? To put it in, to get to, did you put the keys in? I don't know.
No, I put North London Forever on first, and then I started the engine. You know what I mean?
Listen, I actually think that was an interesting question from Hussam, because I watched the Gary Neville podcast that he done after the game, and he said that when he was in the stadium, because he was doing the commentary, he was in the Emirates, and when the game ended, the Liverpool game, he looked around and all the Arsenal fans were like, yes, 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 and he said at the time he thought that was strange. Like he said, it was like he felt like, oh, that's not the sort
tension, basically.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's interesting, and it's sort of like the Liverpool game. I know you don't like speaking about goal difference, but Arsenal and Liverpool, it was in Arsenal's hands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when Liverpool lost the game, like, it made no difference to Arsenal. Arsenal's objective was clear. win the last 7 matches and you're Premier League champions. So why are Arsenal fans, why were Arsenal fans at the stadium proper gassed that Liverpool lost? Because the only reason that you should have been semi-excited about that is because then you potentially have a loss in the bank, but you didn't. Because if City win all their 6 games or 7 games, City would win the title. So the only people that really should have been happy about Liverpool, not happy, but like the only people that really benefited properly was City, because we needed Liverpool and Arsenal to drop points. So I feel like maybe was Arsenal in this weird state of, Liverpool have dropped points, so the pressure's off. No, the pressure didn't change for Liverpool, for Arsenal, sorry. The pressure was exactly the same. You still needed to win 7 out of 7, if going on the assumption that we think City are going to win 7 out of 7. So I just felt that like the pressure got to him, and ultimately, they got dicked on. Villa are a great side. They couldn't handle Watkins on the break. He pulled off some mad positions. Don't really understand the starting 11 from Arteta, if I'm being honest. For me, don't know if we'll ever truly know, but it looked like he had one eye on Bayern Munich. Only he will know.
Oh, we're gonna get to that now. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah. Well, only he will know, Arteta, if that is true. But if it is true, then the guys are, big on muppet than we can say, because that is ridiculous. And I would just say this: that was not the game, obviously for Liverpool, but that was not the game for Arsenal that I expected them to drop points in. And this is why I think that it's like, the title of the stream is Man City to win the title. I think that it'll be very difficult now for City not to win the league, because people keep on saying, well, City can drop points. City can drop points. That's very true. City can drop points. But do you honestly think, honestly, just a genuine question, do you think Arsenal and Liverpool are going to win 6 out of 6 from now? Because I personally don't.
No.
I would be surprised, which means that means City can go to Spurs and not win if you guys drop points. So I think it would be. I think we could drop points, but the question for me now
is missing the point.
Yeah, people
Us
are
and
missing the point.
Arsenal are more likely to drop points than City.
That's the point.
And
the
if
point
City drop points, so will we. That's the
correct.
thing.
That's why I think it's very difficult for City not to win the league for me. It's not because I don't think City could drop points. It's not. It's because I also think Liverpool and Arsenal will drop points. And if you drop points, that means that we can go to Spurs and lose and still win the league. So,
also, you know who we're relying on? The same team that lost to Newcastle 4-0. Mr. Highline. That's who we're relying on. So, yeah. For me, I after Palace, I went publicly. I said, listen, congratulations to whoever wins it. And then after the Arsenal game, I was like, congrats, Man City. I was like, yep, league's done. I refuse to live in a delusional world. I refuse to live in a delusional world. I'm supposed to sit up here and think that Liverpool are going to beat Villa away. Liverpool are going to beat all these teams, but City are going to drop points to West Ham and Wolves. Northside's supposed to believe that he is going to beat Spurs away, beat United away, do all of that shit, but City are going to drop points to Brighton. Like, no one believes that, bro. Like, let's cut the crap. City have the easiest running. I've said that from time, and they're going to end up winning. And to answer Northside's question yesterday, we posed that question to Igal. We asked him. I know obviously you and Igal are completely different, but just to give you the other perspective.
I watched it.
Yes. And the guy said, as long as there is progression and it will be a learning curve if Arsenal don't win anything this season, it's okay, basically.
Yeah, but we knew this was always going to happen, by the way. We always knew, when Arsenal fans were asked at the start of the season, okay, if Arteta doesn't win something this year, do you accept that he needs to go? And most of them said, yeah. We all knew that when push.
But why do they change their energy, though? Why?
I'll tell you why, because they're scared of... To change Arteta as a manager, you've got to gamble. Because you get a new manager in, there's 2 options, right? Well, there's kind of 3 options, but two more options are the most likely. You either get better, and then they could go on and win the title, or you get worse. Now, there is a third option that you can just kind of stay the probably going to get better or get worse. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans may be a little anxious. They've been the banter club for the last decade. They finally got themselves back up there competing for the title. They're anxious that if they change the manager, could they drop down again? And this challenging ends. That's the question you got to ask. And some Arsenal fans don't want to take that risk, that gamble. But my sort of point on that is, well, you're not winning anything anyway. So all you're risking is not winning anything. You know, at the moment you're the nearly team, so why wouldn't you just risk it? No, don't risk it for some unknown shit guy. You know, I'm not saying go and get De Zerbi, or Graham Potter or something like that. You know what I mean? You got to clearly get someone who has a bit more pedigree or someone that's done it. But you know, I don't think that Arteta out is a ridiculous shout if he doesn't win anything again.
It's mad. You know what's crazy, yeah? When everybody was doing the last 10 games, what's the easy games? I called it already on my channel. I said Villa, Chelsea, Man United, Spurs. These are games I can see us dropping points. And I said, even too many draws, we're not winning the league. I didn't even mention losses. I just said too many draws, we can lose. Nah, but Villa, they're not all that. Look at how they started. They're not all that. We're better than them. Man United, they're rubbish. It's not about that. Hussam even said it when Liverpool played Man United. It's not about who's better. Yeah, certain fixtures. When you look at the North London derby, it's not about who's better. It's about who turns up for that game. When you're looking at Aston Villa, Unai Emery has a point to prove, and they've already shown that they can stink out a 1-0 because they did it earlier in the season. When you're looking at Chelsea, just because of the London rivalry, they're going to be up for it. They're going to be up for that, to try and crash our parade of being champions of England. Yeah. So it's got nothing to do with that. Man United, I remember last season, we went up to Man United and we lost against them. Why? They sat back and they hit us on the counter. Exactly what Porto did, the exact kryptonite to Mikel Arteta. Sit back, long ball over the top, and you break us down. I called this ages ago. I said Villa can do it, and that's what they did. Long ball over the top, we got exposed each and every time. These man's arrogance is crazy. Do you know what these fans do? Oh, look at that team. How much money did they spend? Where are they in the league? They're rubbish. They had that mentality to Porto. Player for player, we spend more money. Player for player, we got better talent. But they had a manager that had a game plan to nullify everything that we were doing. That's why we struggled to get over Porto. Then they were arrogant. Yeah, and this is where the bottle mentality is. They were arrogant. Oh, we're going to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are washed this season. The Champions League is washed this season. We don't care about Bayern Munich. You tell me that capitulation against Bayern Munich in the first leg wasn't a mentality. It's mentality. They've got a coach that's leaving. They've got players that have been having stinker flipping seasons, like Upamecano, Kimmich. They've had Guerrero's been up and down. Yeah, they've had stinking performances. They have Muller that's been up and down. Yeah, they have not been all that. And what did we do? We gifted them 2 goals. You know why? Mentality, bro. The mentality ain't there. The mentality.
And speaking of, you play them tonight, Northside. So what's gonna happen? Talk to me. Let's we've already.
It's done.
What do you mean?
Done. These players are already rattled. It's done. It's done. We're not winning against Bayern. And even if we do win against Bayern, we're not winning it. Let's be real. Listen, to win the Champions League, yeah, I kept saying this. How did Man City do it? And people talk about the money. No. The manager was able to get them over the line. He made sure there was games where they were more resolute. Stay in the fixture. Stay in the game. Don't be naive. This manager's naive, bro. How are you going to win the Champions League if you keep playing Zinchenko at left back? How are you going to win the league if you're playing Havertz in the midfield that gives you nothing in the midfield? How are you going to win the Champions League if you've got no effective players off the bench? Because they weren't good enough to beat Porto. There are games where players win you the match, but there's games where the manager gets you over the line. And every time we need Arteta to perform, he doesn't. He doesn't have a different way of playing football. He doesn't know what his best lineup is. He's always changing our left back, our left mid, our left winger position. He doesn't know how to manage his team. When players are in good form, he drops them because of favoritism. Certain players that are star boys like Saka has to play regardless of form. Saliba, Gabriel, Declan Rice is another one that's been dropping stinkers. You're not going to win no Champions League like that. How are you going to win a Champions League like that? It makes no sense. We are not in any position to win the Champions League. I even said it at the start when people saying, oh, Champions League is, we're not built to win the Champions League. And we don't have the temperament. You have to have a certain temperament to win it. And we don't have that temperament. We capitulate. Do you think that, bro, the reason we also fumbled against Aston Villa wasn't just because Liverpool lost. It's because we knew that we bottled it against Bayern Munich. And you know how I know this manager knew that we bottled it against Bayern Munich? Because in the first leg against Porto, he made one change, Jorginho, 79th minute. Against Bayern Munich, he's already making 4 or 5 changes, bro. Do you know why? Because he knows. He knows us going over there to their stadium, chances are we're going to lose. And I kept telling people, but they're rubbish, but they're rubbish. I said, they got individuals that can murder us. And if they implement the style of football that Porto did, they've got enough individuals. Players like Sane, players like Musiala, players like Muller, Kane, all these players that can dead us off. What are we going to do? Take them to penalties? Good luck. Good luck in penalties against Bayern Munich. Good luck. Because that ain't Porto, bro. All the excuses are falling down. But it is what it is. I've already conceded that the season's over. And people are telling me, why don't you believe? I never said I believed in the first place. I said, prove me wrong. He's proven me right. I never said I believed. I've never believed in this manager. So at the end of the day, I want him sacked. I already wanted him sacked after the Aston Villa game. I'm done with this guy. Experiment is over. Yeah? And people saying twerking for rivals. Stop twerking for Robbie, bro. He's not recruiting. You're not going to get an interview. So you're talking about twerking, yeah? Robbie don't know who you are. Yeah? So listen, if you want one of those auditions, go over there. We're talking about twerking for rivals. We talk about twerking for you, man. Think all you top gooners think you're so original. You say the same thing as Ty. You say the same thing as Julian. You say the same thing as AFTV, and you say the same thing as Robbie. You're talking about toxic and negative. You are the man that were walking out. Why are you walking out to a system that to a project that you're trying to tell me I should trust? You're walking out, but you want to tell me that I should believe. Why are you not believing? Why are you not believing in the process that you're telling me to believe in? Why are you man walking out? You could see the cannon. As soon as they're walking out, you could see the cannon. Get behind your team. The boys need you. And the one last thing I'm going to say before I shut up, you man say, oh, whatever you lot say on the internet is toxic that the players are going to see. You think the players, the staff, the management staff, the manager, the players on the bench, you think they didn't see all you lot walking out? More of those players and more of Arsenal are going to see that than what I'm saying on YouTube, bro. But that's not toxic and negative. But me calling it out is toxic and negative. Okay, then. All right, then. Stand by. You lot can die.
No, the stadium was emptying up as soon as the Villa went 1-0 up. You're right. That's the thing that shocked me. Like, you could see the cannon and stuff. You could fully see the cannon at the Emirates. I think the only thing I disagree with you on though is the Champions League. I actually think I still believe you're gonna beat Bayern. I'm not even getting Bayern really are crap. Like, I've actually been saying this. LB can vouch. I've actually been saying since August Bayern are crap. My opinion on Bayern has not changed. I genuinely have not changed my opinion on Bayern Munich. Like, I don't think it's Arsenal greatness. I just think Bayern are just rubbish. I'm not even exaggerating. I generally don't think they're good.
Yeah, but they still do.
Like,
Yeah, but
if I thought they're good,
but bro, you say this, but they still didn't beat him at the Emirates.
that is true. That is true. Which is why, if Bayern go through today, I would not be shocked. Type shit. So let's just establish that. So let's say Bayern went through today. I'm not going to sit up here and go like, oh my God, it's shocking. Bayern beat Arsenal. No, of course not. But at the same time, like, I think Bayern are just slight favorites because they're at home. But if I'm talking about quality, I think Bayern are very beatable, bro. I was actually, and the reason why I was disappointed in Arsenal last time is Bayern pulled up with De Ligt and, what's his name? Eric Dyer. And somehow Arsenal didn't manage to punish them. That's the thing that should worry Arsenal. But I genuinely believe that Arsenal could beat Bayern today. And I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever.
Are we going to win it, Hussam? Are we going to win the Champions League? So it's irrelevant.
I don't know about that.
It's irrelevant. If we're not going to win it, it's irrelevant.
Your only chance is City beating Madrid today.
Oh, we got to the semis. What am I going to do? Putting in a laminated sheet. Oh, we got to the semis. Hold it up at the end of the season. Who cares? If my team ain't going to win it, what's the difference? What's really the difference?
That's fair. If City beat Madrid today, you have a chance in the semi.
We have a chance against who?
City. Madrid, no.
We don't. Hassam, we don't.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All English Champions League games are all ultra emotional, and it's completely different. Northside, we were 4th in 17-18. We beat City 5-1 on aggregate.
Your club's mentality and my club's mentality have not been at the same place. Am I lying? Am I lying? Is that a lie that I've said?
The only thing that we have over you from that season is we had experienced players in the UCL. That's the only thing we have over you. I listen. If it's Arsenal Madrid, brother, you're out. Like, I'm with you. If it's Arsenal Madrid, you're out 100%. You literally have 1% chance, 99% faith. But if it's City, if it's like an all English game, I think it's completely different. If it's an all English game,
I'm backing Bayern to go through. I think it'll be close,
Mm.
very close. I think it'll be a low scoring game.
Mhm.
And I think Bayern will just nick it. Just
Okay,
nick it.
fair enough.
I think being at home, the experience that they have, I just think you actually look at Arsenal's team, yeah, you know, it's mad inexperience. Tell me
It
the
is.
players in that team that have actually won stuff. It's actually wow. I went through the first starting 11 the other day, man. It's actually mad. It's actually crazy at how many players in that starting 11 for Arsenal have won fuck all.
LB, did you see
That's
our?
true.
Have you seen our reputation in the Europa League under this manager? We have been eliminated by Olympiacos, Villarreal, Sporting Lisbon. I think this and the majority of this team was there. We couldn't even
Yeah.
win the Europa League.
Now, you know what? Actually, I was on a stream with someone the other day, and I can't remember who it was, and they were saying the biggest mistake Arteta made was disregarding the cups early on. Because if you remember when Pep come to England, yeah, I just spammed out Carabao Cups, and everyone mocked him for it. A lot of opposition fans said, "Oh, we don't care about the Carabao Cup." You know what I mean? It's a wash trophy, which is kind of mad anyway, because there's only 4 trophies you can win, so you should go for them all, in my opinion. But anyway, that's aside the point.
So we
But
had
what
a
he was-
successful season, LB. Thank you.
Where you won a trophy? What he was doing is he was building that winning mentality. Too many managers disregard these trophies, so you're almost accepting. You accept when you get knocked out of the. You know you can't. Arteta, yeah, when he puts out a weakened side, you can't then complain if they get knocked out. Do you know what I mean? Like Postecoglou, when he went to Fulham early in the season, in the Carabao Cup, and put out a B team, he couldn't complain they got knocked out. That's his fault. He picked the team. So I think Arteta really.
Oh, he picked a dreadful team versus Fulham. I still remember.
He did. So it was his own fault. But I think
he had like Sanchez, Davinson Sanchez, and these guys in the team.
Yeah, it was shocking. It was shocking. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I think he made a mistake. I think he should have gone for trophies earlier. I still say the biggest mistake he made, yeah, in my opinion, was last season in the FA Cup when Arsenal come to the Emirates. Yeah, we'd not played Arsenal at that point because obviously the Queen died, so the game got rearranged. It was the first time we played Arsenal, right? And obviously at the time, Arsenal was cooking, and we was like, shit, they look serious. They come to the Etihad. I think they changed 3 out of the 4 in the back line. We beat them. And that day, that changed the opinion of every single City fan, because every City fan knew that day that we'd catch them. We could catch them. So, but had he come to the City, yeah, and football's about mentality, it's about confidence and momentum. Had he come to City and put out a strong 11 and gone for it and won, all of a sudden City is starting to think, oh damn. So when we went to the Emirates later on in the season and played them in the Premier League, we knew we could beat them because we'd already done it. And then when they come to the Etihad, we'd already beat them twice already. So we knew he was going to beat them. We was confident that we was going to beat them. You know what I mean? He's got to start, in my opinion, Arteta has to start taking these trophies more seriously. He's won one piece of silverware in 4.5 years.
With Emery's team.
With Emery's, it's ridiculous to suggest that is acceptable. Yes, he's got them competing for the Premier League. I'll give him credit for that, yeah. But he's won one trophy that wasn't even his team. So he's got to start. I don't know what did he do this year, Northside? Did he play proper teams in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, or did he fuck around again?
He rotated again.
See, this is the thing. Why is he rotating? I don't
get
that.
Is,
you need to build a winning team.
LB, yeah? Wenger used to do it. When we had players like Carlos Vela, we would play the youngsters and players that are trying to get in the team, would mix it up. You'd have a Wilshere, you'll have Gibbs, you'd have players like Diaby, you'd have players like Shamak and players like that. And they were still able to get us into the knockout stages. We now play our bench, and we can't even get to semi-finals or finals of these cups anymore. And back then, we're using our youth academy, bro. Wellington Silva and players like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Chamberlain was playing in games like that. Players like this. Do you know what I mean? Frimpong. And these men will still get us to semis. Now our bench can't even get us to the knockout stages. But you know what they told me? Oh, it doesn't matter. Every time I criticized Lokonga, buying Nuntavaj, buying Fabi Vieira, buying players like this that ain't good enough. Oh, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, they can do a job. Cool. So then we go into January, and I'm like, we need a striker. Oh, we hit FFP. Well, I told you, stop twerking for these players that ain't good enough. Stop twerking for this club, wasting money on Lokonga that's out on loan, Nuntavaj that's out on loan, yeah, Marquinhos that's now out on loan. We bought flipping Trusty that was out on loan, then we sold him. I don't even think he even ever made an appearance. Do you know what I'm saying? Runnison, but these men justify it and then cry that we don't have no money. But you are justifying this club wasting money. If our bench ain't sorted, why are we buying players and flinging them out on loan? Please explain that to me. Don't you sort out your team, your starting 11 and the team that's competing to be in the starting 11? Then you start thinking about, right, we'll loan this player out or we'll bring this player through and that player can go out on loan. Nah, the players that are supposed to be on the bench, as soon as they come into the team, are already deemed not good enough. Go out on loan. Make that make sense. Explain that to me. But no, I can't say that. Because when I say that, oh, but you're not getting behind the players, Mikel Arteta, but he didn't, oh, but we didn't have money. Neither did Klopp. Neither did Klopp. But most of the signings he made were always to affect the first team or the bench. Players that can affect and change games to get them over the line to win major honours. Before they're looking at Connor Bradleys and players like that coming through the academy. But not at Arsenal, because Arsenal fans think they know it all. Arsenal fans think they know it all. They disregard, oh no, the FA Cup's dusty. We don't care about the FA Cup. We don't care about Carabao Cup. I'm not saying it's the be all and end all, but I want to win everything. But now, we don't do it like, we don't want to be like City. We don't want to be like Chelsea. We don't want to be like none of these clubs. And the way they talk down to these clubs, oh, we don't want to be like Chelsea. Look at them now. But at least their process here, let me tell you something about Chelsea. At least when they had this process of manager in, manager out, that actually came with trophies. We've had 3 youth projects. 3 youth projects, bro. Tell me a major honor that we've won within these youth projects, because it's been within these last 20 years. But then we'll look snobby at, we don't want to be like them. We don't want to be like them. We don't want to be, we know better. We know better in doing another process and another project that we've done in the past that hasn't worked for us, but we think we can do it differently. It's ridiculous, bro. You're talking down to a club that made a project that actually won them 2 Champions Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues, multiple Premier Leagues and Cups. But you're looking down on that. When in 20 years, what have we won apart from FA Cups? And bottling it every single time it's important. And I still don't forget when we got slapped up in Baku to Chelsea. Don't forget that one, bro. I was at the pub. I wanted to punch somebody. I wanted to punch somebody up, bro. I was so angry. It's a joke. But, you know, they're the real fans. They're the real fans. They're the real fans, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm just doing it for YouTube.
Hey, the struggles of content creation. I'm there, man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You're going to say as well, people in the chat, this guy in the chat says, guys want Arteta gone, but can't name a manager to bring in. Like, there's plenty of managers that, like, you could, you know, that are contenders that won stuff. You know what I mean? Like, what
Inzaghi at Inter.
Bro, there's
Bro,
like,
I remember when we had Arteta and I wanted Ancelotti. Do you know what they said? Do you know, bro? Do you know what they said to me? He's washed. That's why he went to Everton. The arrogance. Oh, the arrogance is incredible. He's washed. That's why he went to Everton. Is that why? That's why he returned back to a proper club that's got proper money, that's ready to win, and then won. But he was washed. He's washed, and we don't want Ancelotti, a proven winner. But Super Arteta that's never done it, we're gonna get behind. But then we'll bash Poch, we'll bash Brendan Rodgers, we'll bash Ole, we'll bash Lampard, we'll bash all these other nearly men. But Mikel Arteta, he's the guy, bro. He's the guy. While they start working that, oh, Xavi did a good job at Barca. Oh, Leverkusen, they did well with Xavi Alonso. All the men that they rate are winners, and all the men that they want at Arsenal are losers. It's just, I don't know, bro. There's a special place for these kind of people, bro. They chat rubbish, and that's why they try to get personal. When you get personal with me, I know I've won the argument. I know I've won it. And I hope the way I speak really, I hope it really rattles you, because I hope it rattles you as much as this club has pissed me off for the last 20 years. So
I can tell some people are very rattled. I can't lie to you. Some people are very rattled.
Good. Not going to do anything.
That is true.
Good.
Facts don't care about your feelings. Let me just do these super chats before we just ask. It's the LB show, Northside, so we just have to ask him about City before.
Oh yeah,
we
sorry,
get out
LB.
of
Sorry.
here. Yeah, we have
Let
to
me
ask him about City before we
It's
get out of
alright,
here.
boys.
Guys, there's 700 people still in here. We're talking about the Arsenal forwards not being clinical and the Liverpool forwards not being clinical. You guys are not clinical yourselves, you frauds. Hit the like button, but thank you because we have just got to 29k. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for always supporting the channel. 29k subscribers. The road to 30k before the end of the season. That's what we want to do. That's the big goal, the big target. And we're only going to get there with your help. So please hit the like button. Please subscribe, share the videos everywhere. This is you watching us. I just want you to hit this X and then hit this like button right here. Hit this like button right here, right now. Big up to Ray who says, if Arsenal don't win anything, I think they'll dip next season. Bottling it 2 seasons in a row will be difficult to recover from mentally. Congrats, LB. You guys agree with us?
Well, it depends what they do in the transfer window, innit? You don't know what they're going to do in the transfer window. I'm looking. I disagree with Gunnar on this, man. I think Ivan Toney, bro. I don't think he's the one. I don't think he's the one, man. I've been watching him a lot since he come back from these gambling charges. Yeah, I don't think he's the one. It all depends on what they do in the transfer window. They need to improve the squad. They need to get a bit more depth in there. They need to get rid of some of the bums in the team. Yeah, like Nketiah, Nelson, who's just not trusted. What's going on with Partey? You know what I mean? They make a decision there, get rid of him if you're not going to play him, and spend a bit of money and just improve it. So I don't know. Honestly, if you don't win it this year, you should just full send Carabao Cup and FA Cup, in my opinion. Get some silverware and go again.
Yeah,
the year after.
Big up to LFC Sudan says bench Nunez, sell Gakpo, buy a right winger and a striker. Financially, just from a financial perspective, it makes no sense to sell Gakpo and keep the other two. Because the other two are the ones that we're actually going to get money for. I'd actually keep Gakpo, sell the other two just so we can make some money, so we can buy some players. LFC Sudan. I appreciate you. Shukran for the super chat, Habib, but I completely disagree. Nunez has to go. Gakpo has been good recently. Klopp's management of him has been awful. Salah's finished. Nunez is shite. Congrats to City for the title. It's done. This is the same guy that told me, show some chest. And then the same guy that said congrats to Arsenal a week ago. Mane was the only one who stepped up when it mattered. Certain right wingers missing in a title race again. Arsenal could still win it, but we're out of it, is what Ray says. Salah has not stepped up hype. Manchester City, assisted the Etihad, creates the most dangerous chance at Anfield. Manchester United, Nunez and Diaz clashed into each other. Away from home, Nunez, once again, the most dangerous chance of the game missed. Even the game yesterday, bro. Even the game 3 days ago. Curtis Jones missed a 1-on-1. Jota missed a tap-in. Nunez missed a tap-in. Like, you guys just... I hate when people always blame... It's just scapegoating to just blame Mo Salah. It's just such revisionism as well with Sadio Mane, because in the year that we were fighting for top 4, that guy was doing his impersonation of Marcus Rashford. Big up to Jack, who says both our fan bases are too sentimental towards our players. I agree. There is an element of sentimentality. And my biggest problem is not people who want to die on the hill of players who are actually good. My problem is people who want to die on the hill of players who are crap. That's my problem. My problem is if I'm dying on the Salah hill, I'm dying on the Verge hill, I'm dying on the Trent hill, and I'm dying on the Alisson hill. That's why I'm dying on their hill. Hell, I'll even include McAllister to the list. I'm dying on their hill. I'm not dying on no damn Gakpo hill, Diaz hill, Nunez hill. Bro, if we sell any of these three, I'm doing a celebration stream. I've had enough of all three of them. You bunch of frauds. Gakpo's doing well recently. You know these reactionary bastards. The guy had one good cross against Crystal Palace. We should keep him. Salah has the most big chances created in the whole league out of any player. He's been out for a month. Third most goals, second most assists. Oh, just sell him. He's crap. Bro, come on, man. Come on. You have to grow up, Ray, at some point in time. I can't keep changing your diapers for you and teaching you football. Anyway, as I was saying, hit the like button, subscribe. Big up to you, Jack. And yeah, let me just speak on City a little bit. Big up to Jack, LFC Sudan, Ray, and Vin. So, brother LB, you guys beat Luton. You know, you have Real Madrid coming up today, obviously in a very good position. I told you were going to win the league when your head was gone last week, and the week before, and the week before, and the week before. What are you telling me now? Once and for all in Manchester City, is your confidence levels up? And I want you to include in the conversation the Champions League and the Premier League together. So we're giving a combined segment for
All right,
football.
okay. Premier League, we should win. We should win the Premier League from here. If we don't win the Premier League from here, it'd be disappointing. Yeah, because our next 4 games are all winnable. Yeah, and in those 4 games, you two have games where you could drop points. So people speaking about Spurs. Hopefully the league's done by Spurs. If we win our next 4 games, you drop points, the league's over. So I'll be very, 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 very disappointed if we don't win the Premier League from this situation. The Champions League, listen, the Champions League's different, right?
Tell me which games worry you other than Spurs. Is there any other game that you're like, shit, this could be a game?
Not shit, this could be a game. Forest away is probably our hardest game, in my opinion, after Spurs, because they're fighting to stay in the division.
That is true.
Like we can do the
No,
whole.
I never want to play relegation teams at the end ever.
No, exactly. We can do the whole caveat of like, oh, every game's hard and that. Yeah, well, let's just not do that. Let's just focus on the facts. The Spurs, because we've never won there in the Premier League, we never scored a Premier League goal there, and then props Forest. Yeah, there's no real excuses for dropping points in any of the other games. Yeah, Champions League's different because Champions League, you need a bit of luck. It's a one-off game, and we all know. It's Champions League, isn't it? You know what I mean? And playing Real Madrid, the kings of this competition. So I'm confident that we can get the job done tonight because our record at home. You know what's funny, actually? I don't know if you guys knew this year, but the last time City lost a game in the Champions League at the Etihad?
Nah.
Spurs?
2018. We didn't lose it. We didn't lose against Spurs. No, we didn't lose against Spurs. 2018, Lyon. Guess who was the manager of City that day?
Pellegrini.
Mikel Arteta. Pep Guardiola was ill, so he didn't manage the team. Mikel Arteta was the manager of the City team that day.
So shameless. You are so shameless just because Pep Guardiola was sick. Look at his laugh. Look at
No, he was
so
though. Factual information, bro. It's factual information. He was the official manager that day.
Man said Arteta was the manager because Pep was sick, so it doesn't count.
He wasn't in the stadium, bro. He didn't do anything. He didn't do the pre-match. He didn't do the halftime talk. It was Arteta is listed on UEFA as the manager of that game for Manchester City.
Spam shame in the chat for LB right now.
Well, you can spam shame. It's just funny, isn't it? It's just funny. But now, listen, tonight I'm confident. I think there'll be goals. I think there's going to be goals tonight. We will get done probably at least once on the break. I think we'll create a few chances. I've gone for a 3-2 City win. I think there's going to be goals. We're at home, which
you think Kyle Walker starts today?
Yeah, I risk him. I 100%.
I think Kyle Walker starting is advantage Real Madrid. I don't know why. I'm sorry, not I don't know why. I don't know why you want him to start.
Why? Because what would you mean? Why? Pretty fairly obvious why. These are the games that Kyle Walker's like. He's literally he's a specialist player. He's a specialist unit. These are the games that you want to play.
I actually think, like, okay, balls in behind, obviously he'd deal with it because of his space and power. But I think if you give Vinicius the ball to feet and he's staring at Kyle Walker in the face, is going to be a problem. We saw this season.
But Vinny Jr.'s not been playing really like that recently. He's been almost playing as a striker and getting in behind. He's not like last year. Last year was different, but this year I don't think he's not really playing like that. He's playing more.
No, but I've watched It's LB. Make sure you guys subscribe to both of these channels. They're both in the description. Northside LDN and It's LB. I've watched you say, and I've agreed with you actually, even in the comment section, that I think Walker's been your worst defender this season. That's a fair statement.
Yeah, he has. But there's different things tonight. It's about the pace. We conceded a goal against Real Madrid away at Bernabeu. Yeah, Rodrigo. That goal does not happen if Walker's playing instead of Akanji. Last year, or was it the year before, when Fernandinho got done on the halfway line because Walker was injured for that game? That goal does not happen against Real Madrid if Walker's playing. We conceded 2 goals against this team because Walker wasn't playing. You have to play Walker, bro. You have to play him. You just do. Like, these are the games that he's there for. Against Real Madrid and PSG, you play Kyle Walker.
Northside, anything on Manchester City?
No, I agree with LB. I think it's gonna have goals in it. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, you guys know you shouldn't be playing Kyle Walker. I think he's past his best, if I'll be completely honest.
Thank you.
I think he's past his best. I think you're better off just playing the same back line you played against Real Madrid in the first leg.
Oh, we
But
could do. I'm not saying like if we don't do it, like it's a rip, but
yeah,
like we're gonna be pushing forward today. We're gonna be on the front foot. You know, we did that at the Bernabeu. We had 60% ball possession in the Bernabeu. We played our game, and it's only going to be even more tonight. So that space in behind is going to be. I just think. I mean, look at against United. Rashford scores a goal. Remember when Rashford went through on goal? Rashford scores that if Walker's not there. That's the reason you play Kyle Walker. He's not been his best this season, but he literally can save you a goal out of nothing just because he's rapid. I just think you have to play him.
but has it warranted it this season? I don't even think it's warranted it. His positionally, he's been getting cooked.
No, you're right,
I mean?
bro. But I don't disagree with that. This year, he's not been great. He's not. But there are two teams in Europe that you play Kyle Walker against. It's PSG and Real Madrid. Two teams that will counter-attack us with pace, with players who can damage us. Yeah, Mbappe and Vinny Jr. and Rodrigo. Like you just have to play him. I'll tell you now, I don't play Kyle Walker in the next 4 Premier League games. I don't play him.
But in one of your biggest games, though, I get what you're saying about your
because that's the game that you should be playing him in. You don't play him against the other game. You play him in this game for the pacing behind, bro. That is literally what you're playing for, man. You give him that cover.
From a pace perspective, you're right, but defensively, I'm with Northside as well. Defensively, he ain't been on it. I'd be worried if I saw Walker in the lineup today. I wouldn't be worried if I saw Akanji.
He's just not disciplined enough, and his recovery pace hasn't saved him this season. And it's multiple games. If it was just a one-off game, I won't be saying, Kyle Walker. We've seen it repetitively, so I just feel like it's just a big risk. If you got Akanji there, just tell him just to kick back. And you know what I mean? Let Vardy out go forward because he's actually banging in goals.
He did that against Real Madrid in the first leg, though, and he still got paced out by Rodrigo. That goal that Rodrigo dribbled into the net, if that's Walker, that goal does not happen because Akanji is not quicker than Rodrigo.
Walker wouldn't even be in that position to try and stand him down in the first place.
But he would be tonight. Like this season, he has played Walker further forward, but tonight you ain't playing Walker like a right winger, innit? You're playing him as like what we did last year. You're playing him in a proper. You just hang on the halfway line. You say to Walker, your job is not to go forward tonight. Your job is to be on the halfway line. And as soon as they get the ball in a turnover, and you look at Rodrigo or Vinny Jr. and they start running behind you, run with them. Don't worry about offside trap or nothing. You just run with them. When the ball gets punted to him, your job is to deal with it. Like, we don't want Walker bombing forward. That's not what I'm saying. I just want him basically just playing like, Usain Bolt style, just chasing after who's ever going in behind. That's it. But he hasn't been great this year, but this is the one game that I want him playing.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
No, but if you don't play, I'm not going to be sitting there going, oh my God, terrible decision. Like, I don't think it's the right decision, but...
Is that the only thing you would change from your starting lineup from the first leg? Is that the only thing you'll change?
Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne. I'll play Kevin De Bruyne. And I drop Kovacic.
Ooh, defensively though?
I mean, we're at home. I just want to go for it, bro. I just want to go for it, man. I want Kevin De Bruyne unfolded in the middle and just full send it and see what happens.
Oh, he's going all out attack, guys. You heard it here.
Well, you say all out attack, right? But you say all out attack, right? But you can have Bernardo Silva and Jack Grealish on the wings, players who can hold the ball up and work very hard defensively. You got Rodri in there. You got Stones who will push in as well. It's not like we're going to be completely open. It is a bit ham, but like I don't think it's not as crazy as it sounds. I don't think. Not especially if you have Grealish and Bernardo on the wings. So
I hear it. I mean, that's what Dortmund did against Atleti yesterday. They went for it, whereas Atleti were trying to time, counter attacks, and Dortmund blitzed them.
Shocking result. That was
I know, crazy. Result. But they went for it though, Hassam. They went for it. You know what I mean? Second leg, they went for it. To be fair, and that was the right game. That was the right approach. Even Barcelona against PSG, until they got the red card, they went for it, and they were in control until the referee made it about himself and sent the player off. So I get why LB's saying let's just go for it because. You know what I mean? You want to be controlling that game before you're chasing the game.
And you know what, right? If you play Bernardo on the right and after 10, 15 minutes, you're going, whoa, this is a little bit too aggressive. Just swap Bernardo and Foden. And just say, I got this wrong. We're too open. We've not got enough control in the middle. Foden, you go right wing. Bernardo in the middle. Then you're back to square one. You're chilling. Everyone's happy. You got the best of both worlds, man.
Calm.
So, LB, final question before we wrap up. You're in 3 competitions. Which ones are you winning?
I think we'll win the Prem. I think we'll win the I think we should be winning the FA Cup, which is mad because I didn't think we'd win the FA Cup this year.
Look
Thought
at
we'd
this
sack it off.
smug face. Look at this smug face. Look at this.
And then the Champions League, who knows, man? The Champions
Every
League.
stream, look at it. We can't hold it back. Like,
Nah,
It's
man,
too much,
listen.
Northside. I'm asking him, I'm expecting him to name 1 or 2 competitions. He's just saying we're winning all 3. What
We've already
a
won
fraud.
2 this year. We won the Club World
So
Cup and the
smug.
Super Cup as well, man. So we win 5 trophies this year if we win the treble.
No, because when we won the Super Cup and the Club World Cup, you said it doesn't count. It's part of
I never
last
said that.
season.
I never said that once. I never say that about any
Okay, we won
trophy.
3 trophies in 1 year then. Let's go.
Yeah, big up to you, man.
See?
he's on face. He don't even care. He doesn't even care, bro.
What's
He
Klopp
doesn't
on now? Is that 6 trophies in 9 years?
Doesn't really care. Listen, this is the city section. This is the city section. I'll be honest with you. I think there's only one competition you're not winning now.
Which one? The Champs.
FA Cup.
It's weird they say that because I've had this feeling all year that we won't win the FA Cup. You know what? You know our
Yeah.
record in the semi-final of the
Chelsea
FA
are
Cup.
just. I just makes no. Chelsea's just your kryptonite this season. Just
Yeah,
make no
and FA Cup, bro. Yeah, you knew that because it happened to you. I think we played you in the semis. Pep don't like the semi-final FA Cup, man. He always comes after the Champions League. He always plays a mad team.
And he complained about it in the press. He was like, "Why do we play at this time? Why do we play on a Saturday? Chelsea don't have Champions League. Chelsea don't have Europe." He was mad about it in the press conference. So yeah,
I think we lost 3 FA Cup semi-finals in a row because he just plays a mad team in the semi-final of the FA Cup because he just cares more about the Champions League, which is fair news. Really.
You know why it's gonna be long for me and you? If Man United or the best case scenario is Coventry winning it. That would be just like, listen, just leave us the fuck alone. If United or Chelsea win the FA Cup, the whole summer it's gonna be United and Chelsea had a better season than Liverpool and Arsenal because they won the FA Cup. So
not according to Super Egal. Not according to Super Egal. We made improvements, bro. We made improvements, bro. What are you talking about? We made improvements, bro. You know what I mean?
Hey.
We've learned. It was a learning curve. The season's learning curve. Phased learning curve, bro. Not at Arsenal.
If
bro.
you haven't watched A-listers, please go watch it. I can't lie, we rushed Egal yesterday. We rushed him. We fully rushed him.
I can't lie. I've clipped him up, bruv. I've clipped him up. Anyhow, we lose today.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to make you into a thumbnail. I'm sorry, my guy, but I'm gonna have to make you into a thumbnail. The thing is, I like Egal as a person, but his football takes, wow. As a person, he's a very nice guy. But bro, I'm gonna have to make you into a thumbnail if we get knocked out of the Champions League today. I'm telling you.
Yeah, business is business, isn't it? Don't take it personally.
Nah. Please clip me. But if you clip me, please, more than likely clip me. Help promote my channel, and make sure you put the link to my channel, please. You know what I'm saying? I said this. Did I not say this to you, Hassan, when you joked around about clipping me? I said, please do. Please do.
So
Spread the
mad on
message
Monday,
of raising standards.
I was so mad on Monday. I just did an hour and a half rant about Liverpool. And I just did nothing else the rest of the day. I'm like, nah, I just can't be arsed, honestly. It's just so mad. I'm so angry. But listen, it's not about the trophies. It's about the friends you make along the way. And speaking of the friends we made along the way, big up to you guys. We're going to wrap it up here. We're going to be redirecting to Footy Judge Mo. So how can we piss off Footy Judge Mo? I'll tell you how we can piss off Footy Judge Mo. Arnautovic. It's time for the infamous Arnautovic to make a return. I have just copied Arnautovic in the chat, and I want us all to go to Footy Judge Mo's stream and spam Arnautovic in his chat. His face is gonna change. Oh, actually, you know what, Abdi Has, you're right. This is what should piss him off. You are 100% correct. I take it back. Let's all spam Forza Juve in the chat, because that's the club he hates the most on the planet. Forza Juve. Everyone go spam Forza Juve in his chat right here, right now, just so we piss him the hell off. Northside LDN is in the description. Go subscribe. It's LB is in the description. Go subscribe. This is football. We have hit 29K. So thank you guys so much. Hit the like button and subscribe on this channel. I'm going to be back later on tonight as well. We have a combined watch along. Speaking of the devil, Mo, we're doing a combined watch along. I know LB has a watch along. Northside, have you got a watch along for Arsenal as well?
No watch along, just match reaction.
Match reaction.
Just going into Mo's channel right now, into his chat, just to put Forza Juve right now.
Forza Juve. I'm going to do it as well. I know LB is going to do it as well. I'm going to look at his face, just be so pissed off. Help get us to 300 likes target before we're out of here, Habibis, and we'll see you guys then, man. Love. Peace out.
Love.